good
day,
evening.
y'all. How y'all doing?
So we're live on YouTube tonight.
Oh, very cool. Oh, bear with me 1 second. I'm making something fun.
Off screen?
So,
Yeah, and
I'm
you're
sorry?
off screen doing. You're making something fun off screen.
off screen, yes. That's the crazy things that I do. You know, that's why I'm over here versus over here. But I'll be a minute. I made a mess of this, so I'm like, okay, I'll try to fix this. I can fix this. There's always a way to fix things.
So what are you making?
Fajitas.
Ah, see, I made the simple things today because I want, you know what I mean. It's steak. You know what I mean? And look at that! Look at that steak, and you see how the juices pour out.
Mm.
Yeah. And of course, you know what I mean. You got a steak. You got to have some shrimp cocktail. I think shrimp cocktail's been on our broadcast more times than we want to say.
You know, it's shrimp cocktail is so easy to make, and there's, so that's why.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that, there's multiple ways that shrimp, you can make shrimp cocktail. And of course, I made mine different than yours.
Of course, I'll bet you made your what was it, Mexican one better, right?
Yeah, I did. So, but I decided I'm going to put it into a pretty glass because we're going to give this cocktail just a bit of love here.
I'm trying to put mine on the edge of the bowl, dress it up a little bit. I don't have a shrimp cocktail bowl to just like make my dish up. You know what I mean? Usually I buy something from the store and I try to use it from the store. But in this case here, it's shrimp I had at the house, some cocktail sauce I had.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm going to make a mess trying to clean it all up, which I should have made it all up and had it done ahead of time. But I mean, but I made the steak. The steak's been ready for about 8 minutes. So
okay, yeah, that's a good amount of time.
I'm going to try a good piece of it right now, and I think I'm going to go right to the middle of it and cut a piece out and see.
Oh, perfect.
Because they always tell you cut into your steak, make sure it's what you want.
Right.
No, this is so we can see that. Well, no, it's the pinkness in it. That's the pink I like. But when I cut it in half, oh my God, that is good. I cut it in half. That's the look you have in the middle.
Oh my goodness, I need a picture of this. So let me make this a little bit bigger. So bear with me. Don't go anywhere. Because I need a picture of this gorgeousness.
So you can get the chunk in the center. And then I don't want to tilt this too much because it'll cause the drip right on my keyboard.
I got you.
But
I got that. That's gorgeous.
I love making a steak to go with almost anything. You know what I mean? We put down steak and tequila for tonight, but
yeah. And we did get some options. We got Malort, which I said not doing it. I've tasted it, don't want it. Another was spritzers, which I thought, spritzers would be good for like July, August.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. And then there was another couple that let me see if I find what the other options were. White Russians, but then I heard of a rice Russian where it's made with sake.
Yeah. I'm going to finish off tonight with tequila, though. I'm going to finish off my Casa Noble that I have.
Oh, and look, I have my Casa Noble glass.
Yeah. I got about that much left into it tonight that that's what I'm going to sip on. But I do have some of the Lalo here, as well as the 21 seed cucumber and jalapeno flavored. So but I want to finish off the Casa Noble tonight. Taste it off with some steak. I mean, you can have steak, you can have shrimp, you can have everything we're doing. You can have it with whiskeys, but it's May, and a lot of people go for your Mexican type food. So You know,
So,
tequilas go with that a little bit better.
so this is my shrimp cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's my fajitas. So it was carne asada, the yellow. I chose orange bell peppers, onions, and then the tomatoes. And my tortilla, these are street taco tortillas.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the asada. So that's what I went with. The interesting thing is that I made something new. And I was like, oh, this is new. I'm going to try it. Da, 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 da. And then I realized I tasted it and I did not like it. And I said, you know what? I was so glad I tasted it because I would have ruined my entire shrimp cocktail if I had done that. So I was really glad that I did not do that. So you can squeeze your lime on top of your fajitas. That's perfectly okay to do. And then, you know, depending on if you like spicy or not, you can always put hot sauce or salsa on there. For my cocktail, I do like a little bit of heat. I have my various. So I have tapatio and I have a southern, like from Louisiana. I have my Cholula. So depending on what it is that I'm making, I will have different hot sauces.
Yeah.
Do you do that? Do you have different hot sauces based on what
mild, hot, spicy?
Well,
like
it's even beyond that. It's so I have just right here the ones that I grabbed. So I have my regular Cholula, or this is actually a sweet habanero Cholula. Then I have my green pepper Cholula.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have my brown brew African hot pepper sauce. And then I have my Tabasco. And the other thing is my tapatio is the other one that I use. So I use different hot sauces just depending on what it is that I'm eating, because each one has its reason to be. So that's usually the way that I do that. And then, oh, my chip. So when it comes to your, let's make that right there. When it comes to your shrimp cocktail, you could use like not Ritz, but the saltines, or you can go with chips.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you prefer and how you want to how you want to eat it. So you have various options. I'm making a mess. I should probably have grabbed my apron, but the rice Russians I thought was quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Big smile because picture being taken.
I will say that having a steak with that Casa Nobles really makes that it brings out like a sweetness in the tequila.
Yeah, I would think so. That's a good one. What I pulled out was my El Tesoro.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is that I was as I was searching different things, I found that this is one of the top 10 go-to tequilas, El Tesoro. Mm-hmm. This was, I think, number 7 on the list, which I was like, hey, I got that. Casa Noble was another one. And I found a ton of recipes. So this is one way to eat your shrimp cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can use a fork.
See, I have mine just around the bowl, some sauce in the middle, dip and eat, baby.
Sounds perfect.
Just dip it.
And yum, num, 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 num.
Mm-hmm.
Well, oh my goodness, that's so I was searching this time for a lot of different recipes, and I came across what was the 25 tequila drinks that are more exciting than a classic margarita.
Yeah, yeah.
And so there was quite a few different ones that I thought, oh my goodness, these are fun. There were some. So one of the ones that was kind of interesting that I went, I don't know if I want to try this, but it was a shrimp tequila cocktail, and it was the same people that gave the recipe for the Mexican shrimp cocktail, the sauce that they said, then you can turn it into like a Bloody Maria, which I did yesterday, and I did not like it. So I'm like, I don't know that I like this. I'm going to get another glass for my, which I can't reach. So I'm a little on the short side, so bear with me as I make my way up here to get my other little glasses. So I got my smaller glasses here, which, you still want to give a little respect to your tequila. Yeah. I want to try it just with the.
I'm telling you, the more I eat the food we have tonight, and I smell not taste, just smell this tequila. I smell a vanilla in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I've never gotten a vanilla smell out of a tequila.
Well, that's what part of the sweetness.
Yeah.
Caramel, vanilla.
Yeah.
So when somebody says sweet. But I need a picture with Lalo and the shrimp cocktail, because I think Lalo will go very well with that shrimp cocktail.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to have. I'm going to try this. No chip or anything, just the actual. And I used a pretty decent size shrimp, and normally I cut them. This time I did not cut them. I just left them whole. So they are a good size shrimp, Now this one, let's see. So there is a little bit of heat in here because I did that on purpose. I wanted, and I used the tapatio in this one. So this one was just the tapatio. In here, I put tomatoes, purple onion. Sometimes I'll use the scallions, but purple onion. I also put cucumber. I don't always put cucumber, but this time it's like, I'm going to throw cucumber in there. Cilantro, the shrimp. The shrimp and the avocado, I did not put it in till about half hour before the show started.
Yeah.
But the more this sits, the more the flavors develop. So it's this definitely would go well with. You can throw a little bit of tequila in here and give it a little kick.
Yeah.
But this Lalo is definitely very clean. So I'm going to see how it tastes with my fajitas. And do you, so how did you make your steak? What were your seasonings on your steak that you used?
I put a little bit of olive oil, not a lot, right? I just kind of like rub a little bit onto it, and then salt and pepper. I know a lot of people like butter. I like olive oil. And I usually put the seasoning. I usually put my salt and pepper on, and I rub the olive oil on top of it. And not a lot. I'm not talking like pour. And I know butter, we can put a pat on there and let it melt in. But the olive oil, just a drop, and then rub it, and with the salt, pepper.
I do salt, pepper, garlic. Sean loves to put Worcestershire sauce on it.
Yeah,
that's his go-to.
I've done that before too. I truthfully do love just there's a lot of times that a basic salt, pepper to a piece of meat, all right, is just all it needs. A good steak is done that way. To me, if you do a flank steak, that's a tougher piece of meat. Now you start adding things, and I've added some cumin to it. I've made it almost like a fajita mix to put onto it. Yeah, and then cooked it that way with seasoning.
Huh. Yeah. There was it was a cucumber lime margarita that sounded really good to me, very refreshing.
Yeah.
And you can add mint to that. If you're doing cucumber, you can do cucumber mint. So it's almost like a mint julep, but instead of a mint julep, it's a tequila julep. And that one, it's essentially your silver. So you're going to go with something like this, cucumber. Then you can also do your mint, which I happen to have a pretty little mint plant here, which I have to transplant. You then can do Contro, or you can do I do the blood orange liqueur, or I can also do the citrus passion that has the citrus in there, so the blood orange in there. Or you can just do orange juice if you want to keep it simple. Lime juice, simple syrup, and that's it. So very, very simple. And that one is Tio's Mexican Cafe in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Came up with that one without the mint. Sans the mint. I added the mint on my side because I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
The tequila julep, that's the one that's tequila, the crushed ice, the simple syrup, and the mint leaves. So that one doesn't have any cucumber. It's a tequila julep. And you're going to muddle that down with the simple syrup. And then you add the ice, you add the tequila, and you garnish it with some mint sprigs. So that one was pretty cool.
So I'm gonna taste this with that. I still have that 21C. It's cucumber jalapeno tequila.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And that's one of the ones that was well seen. So, and what's one of the fun things about drinking at home like this is that you don't have to do a whole shot. You can just do a portion of a shot, and then you can add a little bit more, and it just smells absolutely delicious. This one is just it has more depth in it, but then again, it is an añejo.
Oh my God. The refreshingness of the cucumber and the jalapeno with a steak. Oh man. It's almost like, you know what I mean? You got your margarita flavors, but it's not really a margarita.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And yep. Hold on. I'm gonna pass a sampling on to my young child who's had a rough day, and let her have some of this great steak that I'm having. You're welcome. Welcome, honey. But yesterday or no, Saturday, we pulled from our garden. We found a bunch of jalapenos had grown, and I'm not talking like jalapenos. I'm talking jalapenos.
Oh wow!
That Gwen cut them up and made them into put it in with the chicken we had on Saturday night, and she cut like just only half of one. She was afraid it was going to be too hot.
Okay.
And realized she should have put
That's why you taste it before you throw it in. Yeah, it's okay to taste the jalapenos.
It had a great flavor, but it didn't burn enough that you could have enhanced it more. You know what I mean? When you have a jalapeno, you're worried about it, spicing up the food too much. So you put half in, worried about that. And she could have gone the whole thing onto it. But now, I mean, just reminds me because I'm smelling this, and I always had those jalapenos. I had a couple of them fresh. I had one fresh that day. Just what a combination! And of course, I had steaks last night too. So it reminds me of my whole weekend. The only thing I didn't have was the shrimp cocktail over the weekend.
It's that time of year. Well, the Soto. This one goes very well with the steak because it brings out a little bit of smokiness in there. And just the flavors of the steak, it makes it go, I like that.
So I am going to try it. I have a little bit of lalo,
I thought.
I got to have this one too. I mean, come on. This is one we fell in love with the show here. I smell buttery on this one. So 3 different flavors of tequila. Number one, the one was a flavored tequila. This one's not. All right. And neither was the Casa. But this one's got a buttery smell to it. Now I'd try a buttery smell with this steak and see what we get.
All right, make sure you get that. waft that smell in, go, let's see how that smells. Gets your senses going. And then once you, and I don't know if I've mentioned the way you cleanse your palate with tequila is you take a little.
Steak still tastes good.
Okay. So you take a little sip of tequila, it cleanses your palate, and then you take your second sip. So that's the way you cleanse it. Well, I did find a Manhattan Goes Hollywood. So it's an añejo. This would be an añejo. So 3 ounces, 3/4 ounce of maple syrup, and 4 dashes of orange bitters. And you got a Manhattan Goes Hollywood. I would put that over a rocks glass with a big cube. I think that one would be fun. It's a sipping. And then, of course, you have your Mexican martini, which is your añejo again, your añejo with orange liqueur, which I happen to have, lime juice, and then olive brine.
Olive brine?
So it's almost like a dirty martini, only you're adding the orange liqueur and you're using tequila instead of your vodka or gin. So it's a Mexican martini. So it's añejo, orange liqueur, lime juice, and orange lime. So it's 2.5 of the tequila and 1.5 of everything else.
Wow.
So that one I was going, that sounds interesting, but Mexican martini. And then something wicked. It gives you, they call it a sangrita mix. So essentially it's the various blends of, you got your pineapple, your cucumber, your blackberries, ancho chilies. A lot of times you might have to reconstitute them. Lime juice, orange juice, pomegranate juice, and a little bit of sugar. And you blend that, and that's your sangrita mix. So you add that with lime juice, pineapple juice, mezcal. And then for the rimming, you want to use smoked salt. Goes well with that. So that's your something wicked. And it sounded pretty wicked to me. I was like going, wow. That was a Tapestry, I think, from New York is the one that came up with that one. The other one that was kind of fun that I thought, oh, I need to make this. It's the Blue Bonnet. It's got your Blanco, so that's your Lalo, with some lime juice, your Control, or your orange liqueur, simple syrup. And what makes it blue is the few drops of blue curacao and then a little bit of grenadine. So it turns it blue. So that one's kind of fun. And I thought, ooh, I like that one. Instead of a tequila old fashioned, it's a tequila new fashion, which is your añejo. So this is your añejo here. And then your simple syrup, which of course I always have simple syrup, Angostura bitters. And what was interesting is that it had banana bitters. And this drink was kind of cool because it was in your pretty glass, like this one, like your whiskey glass. And what they did is that they charred. So they did a banana. It was cut on the diagonal. And then they just bruleed it, if you will. They essentially bruleed the one side, bruleed the other. So it had that little bit of a char. And then they put it on top as a decoration, as a garnish. And I was going, ooh, that sounds interesting. So that's one that I don't have any banana bitters, but I thought that would be a fun one to try. So that's your tequila new fashion. I might have to post that one. And this particular one was from Laguna Beach, California. Salome Steak Tavern came up with that one, which I thought was fun. And the other thing that I need to find, because you like peppers, so I was thinking ghost pepper. So making a ghost pepper chili simple syrup, which essentially is your sugar water and your chili to make it spicy, but it's a ghost margarita. So you're doing your silver tequila, and most margaritas will go with silver, Grand Marnier, lime juice, lemon juice, and ghost chili pepper simple syrup.
Whoa.
So that one's gonna. Oh, that one's gonna.
It's gonna have a kick to it. That simple syrup's gonna have a kick to it. So, yeah. And are you making it by using the simple syrup, or are you making it by, or you made it? Make your own.
No, I'm gonna make it. I did. Yeah, no, it's all about making it. You're making your own. I don't know that you can even find it. So that's one that I'm like, okay, that's another one that I'm gonna try. because it sounds fun.
Okay, I finished up my Casa Noble, and I'm going to say, of all the tequilas I've had tonight, and all three of them are good, with the steak, the Casa Noble is the best. And I think it's because it's got that vanilla scent to it. Not vanilla in the taste, but that vanilla scent puts a sweet taste to a savory steak.
So when you're having a steak, an añejo or a reposado, because of the depth of them, because of that sweetness in it, and they've been sitting in these barrels, they're really going to bring out that flavor of the steak, especially if you've thrown it on the barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll just enhance that flavor. And if you've done it stovetop, it'll still give that flavor. It'll bring out all those fun flavors of a steak. So definitely, if you're doing a steak, an añejo or a reposado, so you want some color in your tequila. If you're doing chicken or shrimp, then you want a white. Similar to your wines.
Yeah.
If you're doing seafood or chicken, you do white wine. This is your white tequila. If you're doing steak or lamb, then you're going to go with your red or your añejo or your reposado, which will be this one. Because those are the ones that's part of the pairing and the fun stuff, going through that. So it'll really bring out the flavors. If you're doing seafood and you have citrus, this will definitely be delicious. And then if you're having something with a little bit richer, so yeah, you can have a lalo with the steak. It's going to be fine. But if you want it to hold up to a rich steak, especially if you have a sauce on it, like your, I love doing a onion and mushroom that I then cook with red wine. It's just delicious. It is very rich. So you want a tequila that's going to hold up to that. Your añejo and your reposado is going to hold up to it. And the other thing is that you can always do your blanco as before you start your aperitif. And then this could be, after dinner, this is the one that's going to be giving you your, for your digestion. So instead of dessert, this can be your dessert. There have been times that I have done, either an old fashioned, a cognac, maybe something that's a little bit sweeter for after dinner, which is just kind of a fun one to sit, chit chat with some. At that point, if it's dinner and if it's I want it to be decaf because otherwise the caffeine will just, I don't need that. But I'll have that with, just something simple, something, I'll have a coffee and then I'll have that sweeter, and the coffee's going to tone it down a little bit because I'm not big on the sweetness, but it'll be fun. So you can have a lot of fun with your cocktails, y'all. Okay. That's part of why we do this, because you can have so much fun, in case you hadn't noticed.
Well, I'm having fun tonight with just playing with 3 different tequilas. And I'm not drinking a lot of it. I'm sipping onto it. But I've got 3 different flavors tonight. And the consistent flavor is my steak and shrimp that I love. All right. But usually I would have steak and shrimp and I would have a whiskey.
Okay.
I got to tell you, this is the first time I've ever had a steak and shrimp, and I've had it with tequila.
Okay. So we try new things, and that's part of what we're encouraging all of you to do, is try new things, do something fun. Yeah. If you like hibiscus, you can also make a hibiscus smash where you're using a reposado, hibiscus tea, agave, or you can use simple syrup if you don't have agave, lime juice, and fresh cilantro leaves. There's so many different things. The Lux margarita, it's your white tequila, Control, or orange liqueur, lime juice, and then you float a little bit of champagne on top, and then you can just throw a few dashes of bitters on top. That one sounded very fun to me, but I didn't have any sparkling, so I'm like, no, I'm not going to buy another one because I'm not going to drink it. It's going to go flat on me. So even a little one. I want something good. It's going to cost me $14, $15. I'm like, no.
yesterday when we were at the grocery store, well, first of all, yesterday morning we woke up and we were supposed to go have brunch with some friends.
Mhm.
My daughter had a seizure yesterday, so we had to stay home to watch over
I'm sorry.
her and take care of the baby and
Yeah.
and give her kind of a break day, because when you have a seizure, you need a break
Yeah.
day. That's your body saying, go lay down, go to sleep.
Yeah.
All right.
Go
Especially when you have
relax.
seizure. So my daughter's been kind of on rest yesterday and today. But because of that, Gwen's like, and she basically, as I'm playing with the baby on the bed, she comes in, she goes with a bottle of champagne. You think we should open this today? And I'm like, yep. Yes, we need to open that. And I'm not sure if we finished it all, but we did quite a bit yesterday. But then part of our day was going to the grocery store, which is where I texted you from, was the store.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. And because we had the baby, so I took the baby and walked the baby around in the cart, walking around the store while she did the shopping, and I would just chime in every now and then. And to which we're at the store, we go by the cheese counter, and of course, Gwen, my wife, she makes friends with everybody wherever she goes. She's their best friend. All right. Within 10 seconds, she's the best friend of everybody she meets. She introduces me to people at cheese counter, and I'm like, we should do a cheese and crackers and wine just for the hell of it this afternoon. So I picked a good Zen. We were going to pull a rosé out as well, but we just took the Zen. Had 3 or 4 different cheeses, some crackers, and sat there with that. Enjoying an afternoon of cheese and crackers that we haven't done in a long time. So
that is just so much fun. Yeah. It really is. There have been days that, especially if it's like and I know on Super Bowl, that's when I'm going to bring out all the different snacks. I could graze all day long.
Yeah.
And that is so much fun. But there have been times that for dinner, I will make my own charcuterie board.
Yeah. A charcuterie board. We've done tapas plates. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. You just, oh my goodness. Bacon wrapped dates. One of my favorite tapas things. I love that. Doing something small, doing something fun. And it's all about relaxing. It's just having a chill day. And every so often it's like going, you know what, I need to relax. I'm having a rough day today. And Saturday was actually one of the days where my body got mad at me. I don't know what was going on, but it was like I was cooking. Well, I was starting to cook. I hadn't really cooked yet. I was starting to cook. And Sean was right back here, and because he was prepping the chicken. And all of a sudden, I did not feel well. Y'all, listen to your body. Definitely listen to your body. And I was like, oh, this doesn't feel right. And then and so then I just kind of leaned on the refrigerator, and then I'm like, Sean, and he's all, what? I go, help me. And so he turned around, and when I said help me, at first he thought, help me with what I was cooking. And he's all, yeah, what? And he looked at me, he's all, you're okay? And I'm like, hold me. And he immediately just held me. He's like, because I felt like I didn't feel like I was going to faint, but I didn't know if I was. I just needed to be braced, so at least hold myself up. So then he starts assessing, and he's all, okay, starts asking me questions. Shooting pain. Where do you feel? What do you feel? I'm telling him. So then he gets me from leaning to, okay, can you stand up? And I said, and I'm like doing this, I'm swaying back and forth, but I'm not falling. I can hold. But my hands went stone cold and I was shaking. And he says, I think it's your blood sugar's too low. He goes, let's sit you down. So then I'm like waddling over, and I had nothing to drink that day, like nothing, not even a sip of beer, nothing. And at this point, it's already 4:30 in the afternoon. And he sat me down, and he says, and he gave me this bottle of jarritos, which is the Mexican soda. Is orange flavor, the mandarin flavor. So that's what he gave me. He says, you need some sugar and some carbs. Here, take this. And that is another thing that you can actually pair with tequila is jarritos. So pick your favorite jarritos soda, add some tequila to it. There you go. That's your mixer.
I was sitting and looking at those in the grocery store yesterday because I was looking I keep trying to keep the house here because the neighbor boy comes over and he likes cream soda, root beer,
Yeah.
things like that. So I try to keep a couple of them here in
Mhm.
the house to pour for him when he comes over. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at, you know what I mean? So the unique soda aisle, I want to call it. And I looked at those and thought about getting a couple, but you know,
They're about $1.25 each.
yeah, they're $1.25 each. Yeah. So,
Mhm.
I remember when they were 50 cents each.
Right.
That
Well,
doesn't seem like that long ago.
so that was my Saturday afternoon. It just threw me off completely, and that took like half an hour to an hour. I don't even know how long to just feel comfortable enough to get up from sitting down.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen to your body, y'all. When your body does weird things, it's
Take a
telling
break.
you to. And my body, it's like I can go, but when it does something, it like you're down, and it's like okay. And Saturday was the day that I was down. I was like, okay. So I just had to chill the rest of the day. On Sunday, I still went on my run, but after that was really the only main thing that I did. And then by the afternoon, I was tired, but I'm like, you know what? I have to prep for today. So I started experimenting, and I have my experiment. This is how much I have. I made the whole thing where it has tomato juice, orange juice, lime juice. There's what else did I throw in here? And I think an ancho chili, and I'm trying to think of what else is in here. Mixed it all up, and this is supposed to be a Bloody Maria mix, and it's supposed to be for my shrimp cocktail. Yeah, this is. I tried to drink this yesterday. I'm like, nope. So that is going to go bye-bye. I just nope. So that was part of my yesterday is experimentation, and I'm glad that I taste the stuff, y'all, before you feed it to others. Just taste it, make sure you like it, or if it's not your palate, but it's like, somebody
Have
else
a
would like
partner
it.
like Sean and Gwen.
Yeah. This I'm going,
taste it.
I don't know that anybody else will like that. And so I'm like, and I'm not going to ruin my shrimp cocktail. So I did my traditional normal shrimp cocktail. So I did use, I used to growing up, I would make shrimp cocktail with V8. Now I make it with Clamato. And then I add a little bit of ketchup to thicken it up a little bit. What I liked about the V8, it was thick enough. I added nothing else other than the V8. But yeah, I grew up doing that. But other recipes, y'all, for tequila is your it calls for reposado, but I think you can do it with añejo, coconut water, which I did buy some coconut water, fresh lime juice, some agave. And if you don't have agave, just use simple syrup or maple. Because your reposado, since it's a little bit richer, you can use maple and that'll make up for that. And then an orange wedge. So that one sounded kind of fun. A mango cooler will have mango chunks, which you're going to muddle, your blanco tequila, simple syrup, lime juice, club soda to top it off. And then, of course, another margarita azul. So your blue margarita, which is your blue curacao, your blanco tequila, fresh lime juice, simple syrup. Very simple. I mean, you can just not put the blue curacao, and that will be a simple margarita. Very simple, And when I remember, oh my goodness, I don't know, I probably have told this story. When my cousin back in 1990 something, when she graduated college, I went to Guatemala, and I wanted to make margaritas for them. So I said, oh, need to get tequila. And when they took me to, they have the liquor stores. I looked at the tequila and I'm going, what the heck? It was so damn expensive. And then my cousins looked at me and they're all like, duh, it's imported. And I went, well, yeah, it's imported. There you go. So I ended up buying the tequila. So I hand squeezed. I didn't have a juicer. I didn't have a juicer. I had hand squeezed lemons, limes, oranges. Hand squeezed a big batch. It took me forever and a day. That was, spent, I don't know how long doing that. And so I made my own margarita mix, if you will, with the tequila. And of course, with the ice, because I was making them frozen, but kind of slushy more than really frozen. And then one of the things that my brother had taught me was adding beer to it. So we then added beer to the third batch, I think it was. And my cousin's dad comes up to me. He says, well, normally the drinks when you're at a party get a little bit watered down. He goes, you're making them better. And I was like,
Yeah.
you go. So that's another way, instead of adding Grand Marnier, just add beer. And that is another thing that when you're getting a Cadillac margarita, they will add the Grand Marnier and a little Corona, a little baby Corona that will go in there. So those are some of the things that you can do to spruce up margarita. A pomegranate margarita is another one with pomegranate juice, which I have. And then there was another one that it takes dos to tango. It takes two to tango, but it's with dos hombres mezcal. So that's where that one came from, which I thought was cute. But you can really use any mezcal. And, I was like finding all these fun things. And then I found some non-alcoholic mocktails that if you wanted to, you can add tequila to it and they'll taste even better. But it's a Sin City Sober. Strawberries, mint leaves. I have strawberries, mint leaves, lemon juice, simple syrup, and still water. Personally, I would go with something that has a little bit of fizz in it. So I would use my Topo Chico. So it has a little bit of fizz in there. And you can add tequila to that. So you're not so Sin City sober, or not so Sin. What is it? Sin City, not so sober, because it has tequila in it.
So I forget the term.
Yeah. So it would be Sin City, not so sober. And then there was a cucumber gimlet, which is the club soda, the muddled cucumber, the lime juice, simple syrup. You can add gin or tequila to that. That one would be a fun one. Magic apple, which is you can use a whiskey alternative or a non-alcoholic whiskey with some apple cider, bitter, cinnamon stick, apple slice. The other one that I found kind of fun was a Shirley ginger, because I like Shirley Temples. So that one is lemon lime ginger beer, club soda, lime juice, and grenadine. But I thought, throw some tequila in there. Your Shirley ginger would be your tequila Shirley ginger, or Shirley tequila ginger, or Shirley ginger tequila. Okay. I think tequila would go very well with that, because you have your ginger beer, which would be more of a Mexican mule, but it has, a little bit of grenadine in there. So that'll make it fun. So you can have so much fun. Your Texas twang is tequila, orange juice, lime juice, and ginger beer. Only it's supposed to be a non-alcoholic, but I would go with that one. I would go with Lalo's, something light, your white. So I had a lot of fun looking up recipes, and hopefully y'all will try some of these. I'll put some of the links in there, because these were very fun to find. And I'm trying to think of where in the world
surprised when you start searching what you will find
them. That is very true. That is so true. You find a lot of stuff. Town and Country, was it Town and Country? Town and Country Mag. So it was the Town and Country magazine. You can find Delish has some fun stuff. There's so many different places. I saw this meme that said, there's the one lady that says, oh, these were my grandmother's recipe. And it's this book with all these recipes, which I have some up here and some over here. And then it says, kids now, when they're grandkids, they said, oh, how do you make this? Grandma's recipe, look it up on Google.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. Yeah. So that's all I got when it comes to tequila. Next tequila tasting, that's going to be June 18th. I'm going to be having fun with that one. So y'all, Insiders Club, if you want more information on that, I think tickets are almost sold out. I think there's like 50 people that are attending that. So it's open to the public. So it went beyond the Insiders Club to the public. So when the Insiders Club don't jump in on it, we open it up to the public through one of my clients. Yep. So just letting y'all know.
Yep. So Anyway, so yeah, I was tweaking, trying to tweak some stuff here. If you notice, guys, ladies and gentlemen, you're viewing us on Gladys's page tonight. There's some issues with my Facebook page, is why the people who are, if you had to come over here to find us, I'm sorry, guys. My Facebook page is down. Anyway, tonight was an interesting night because we kind of threw something together based on suggestions people gave us.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason we did that is because we're trying to promote a thing called the Insiders Club. Why do we have an Insiders Club? So that when things like my Facebook page goes down, we can still send a broadcast, but we can do it in a different way that you guys can come to a private thing. Our broadcasts are going to tweak just a little bit in the coming year. In fact, we're going to have a VIP room where you can watch us here, not on a social media channel. So if you want to find out more, go to wait a minute. I got to get the right web page. Hold on. It's here somewhere. Where is it? It's not here. Oh, there it is.
Like the way you drink.
There it is. LikeTheWayYouDrink.com. There's a button there that says join the Insiders Club. Join that. All right. To find out some things. All right. And we're going to do a couple more times this year. We're going to do like we did tonight, where basically we send out to the insiders and say, hey, what would you like to see us put on the broadcast? And they throw some suggestions out. Gladys and I kind of review it on Saturday and Sunday and throw something together and go, this is what they've said. Let's put this together, which tonight is kind of a combination of what they said. Tequila, steak, fajita, shrimp cocktail. These are things that were kind of suggested. We were like, let's just throw it all in a mashed pot and see what happens. And that's what we did.
It's fun. We make it work, y'all. In case you didn't notice that, we make things work.
Yeah, we make it work. We may like the taste. We may not like the taste. We may tell you, no, we're not doing it again. Or in this case, we very, very, very well may put these combinations together again in the future. Because we have some good combinations here.
And we'll experiment. I'm telling you. That one thing that I made and I went, yeah, no, not going to do it.
Yeah. That's
part of the fun. If you want us to do your experimenting for you, send it to us. We'll experiment. We'll let you know, yay or nay. And if it's a nay, then you know you don't have to do it. But if it's a yay, then you know, hey, I'm going to take the time and do this. Right. Absolutely.
So tonight's episode was brought to you, ladies and gentlemen, by the two people who sponsor the show the most. And that is Gladys and I. Our businesses help pay the bills around here to keep it going. Our businesses buy the alcohol and food is basically what we're saying. It's so nice to have your business buy the food and alcohol for you.
I know, right? How often does that happen?
Anyway,
and we do reuse. I mean, we've Casanova, Lalo, we keep bringing them back. One, because we like them. Two, because
Lalo, this is your chance. Okay, we've mentioned you 5 times on the podcast. It's time for you to.
Yeah, this is where you're at, Lalo. We're we need to bring up your next one. So, I need a picture of
something else and get us to sponsor it. So
yeah, put up your Lalo again. I want a picture of Lalo there in there. Yeah, there you go.
Because Lalo was brought up by someone who suggested it to us, and we put it on the podcast because it was suggested. Mm-hmm. And that's how much we've drank on the podcast.
This much, yeah. We're not halfway. We're both at right about the same line, aren't we?
We're about, yeah. But like Mary's Mixers sponsored us, and we had them on. How many times did we have them on until we went out of their supply?
Yeah.
So that's it. All right. Now I do realize that alcohol may have a different thing on sponsoring us. But anyway, one of the sponsors things that we're going to do here is in the coming weeks. All right. We're trying to reorganize the thing with Alex Shaw with Whiskey Weight Loss to have their tasting on here. Alex will come on and do a tasting. He's on vacation right now. And that's in the upcoming weeks. All right. Next weekend is Memorial Day weekend. So there will be a special broadcast that you'll see. Probably be short, sweet. All right. A little toast thing that we'll do. It'll be pre-recorded. We probably won't be here live. We're probably going to be, I don't know, hanging out with family or something like that. But we'll have a pre-recorded broadcast up for you guys to watch. All right. That we always do every year. And that'll be how we do it next week. Our businesses bring this on. So guys, if anything, the 2 areas that we can say, if you need these 2 products in your life, all right, we suggest those 2 products because why? We pay the bills around here. First one we're going to do is of course, the female in the group gets to go first, and that is Gladys Boutwell. And she's going to tell you what she does in case you need it. You need to call her.
Thank you, Tim. Gladys Boutwell, Insurance by Design, helping employers become the employer of choice through employee benefits. a lot of employers think, you know what, I don't want to break the bank when it comes to showing my staff how much I like and appreciate them. Employee benefits can be from free to very expensive. So let's have a conversation to figure out, where do you lie, or who do you know that might want to have the conversation. They can go to insurancedesignpros.com to check out my website, or if they want to just get on my calendar, enrollnoworegon.com. That's my calendar link. That's enrollnoworegon.com. You do not need to be in Oregon for me to give you guidance. I had somebody in California a few weeks back that had questions. We had a conversation, and he's like, light bulb moment. I had not thought about that. And I'm going to have to try that. So we can have that conversation. And there are things that you can do for free to show your employees how much you care. That's Gladys Boutwell, Insurance by Design. This is my co-host, Tim.
Hey guys, I run a website design company. Marketing and websites, online marketing has been my thing for the past 11, 12, 13, 15 years, something like that. Anyway, I started a company in 2023 to help those people who need a small business website up. All right, currently about almost done with Gladys Boutwell's insurancedesignpros.com. We're going to have those up. It's going to be one of our sites real soon, but you go check out a lot more of them at simpleeasywebsites.com. 5-page website, 1-page website, 3-page websites. It's in that range right there that some people who are new in business, they're sitting there going, well, website costs money. Yes, websites can cost money. And yes, depending on what you want to do with your website, can cost you upwards of $30,000. That's a car at my house. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a car at my house, right? But if you're a small business, you don't need a $30,000 website to do what you need it to do. Some guys just like one page. And we have about 6 customers that have one page. That's all they need, one page. It tells people who they are, what they do, how to get a hold of them, and they are booking appointments off of it all day long. If you want to find out what you need for a website, or if we can help you, all right, just do a review. Have a conversation with us and talk about what your website's doing. Chances are we can give you a couple pointers on how to get it to do what you want it to do. Connect with people, show them what you want to do, and make money. Get appointments. Fill your calendar up. That's what it's designed to do. Go to simpleeasywebsites.com, book an appointment with me or one of my staff, and we will gladly go over your website with you. So that, one more time, we're going to mention the Insiders Club. Other than that, I mean, do you have anything else on us today?
No, not today. Today was kind of a fun day. I did make a quick stop at Safeway because I forgot to pick up one thing, which was my bell pepper, and they were on sale. And Safeway's like, oh, we got you. They took care of me. So that's my other store. So it's either Kroger or Safeway. Safeway is a little bit more convenient, but Kroger also, I shop at both. I'm sure a lot of you shop at more than one store, but this week Safeway, they took care of me actually twice this week. So yeah, thank you, Safeway.
Well, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back. Actually, next week will be a recorded show because we'll be on vacation. So be sure to watch next week's shows. If you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, Facebook, all right. And I think we have an Instagram channel as well. Go follow us on those places, ladies and gentlemen, as well as on Spotify or Apple, where you get your podcasts. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. 105 episodes, 106 episodes. And we will keep doing this as long as we keep having fun and you keep watching. I'm Tim Gillette, and this is my partner,
Gladys Boutwell.
We'll see you guys next
y'all.
week. Cheers.